That's true, though. Very
I
true.
won't say it's
Everyone
not
pull out your
possible,
handbooks.
but who would have
So-
done something like that?
Oh, it's
I don't
Taco
know
and
of anyone
Mondo.
who took their handbook
Unless
into the
Taco
sauna.
was
I might know
responsible
someone
enough
who
to leave
did.
the handbook back.
Well, because Mondo wore his clothes in the sauna because he's like, oh, I'm tougher than you, blah, blah, blah.
Whoa! Seriously? I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the
Oh.
sauna was...
Had to be the one who wore all the clothes of the sauna. It was... me.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
So is he using Leon's then?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I'm sorry, Taco.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it belongs without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, the music's different this time. Oh, we got multiple. Ooh. Oh, geez, it's really starting to pick up now.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine. See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Think you missed
I'm
it.
sure Mondo's handbook broke down during the sauna showdown. If I can just prove that, then that would show that it must actually be...
Let's test
Yeah,
Makoto's
shoot
assertion.
the broken handbook
If what he
at,
says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just...
No, it doesn't, silly! Silly!
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works.
Funny how the moral compass doesn't say bad words.
I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his
Yeah.
own. After all, Monokuma said
How
himself that
wholesome of
Leon's
Taco.
handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
No it doesn't.
Well, here's how I
It's
look at it.
borrowing.
There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro?
It's not nice.
Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just
Taco.
said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we
Taco,
look back
calm
on this
down.
case one more time, from the beginning. That way, everything will become
Taco.
clear, and we'll all see if I
Taco's
was
gonna be
right
sad.
or wrong.
He's gonna be so sad. Closing argument.
Now
Oh.
I want to eat tacos. Come on.
Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and...
Did the thingy in the bag.
Oh my god. There's something that everyone has that you need to get into the locker room. Oh wait. This?
And then the inn. What?
Or maybe it's this and then this. Yeah, let's try that, I guess. The weapon the killer used, it would be the not blood one, right? Yeah, this.
No, wait, it's...
As the murder took place, some blood splattered onto something, didn't it? The poster. Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else. The poster.
Posters.
Which locker room did the killer move to? Boom, bam. Oh, so it's not the inn, because that one's used there. So it's actually... this. Yeah, because it's right there, I guess. I don't know. The killer took something from the other locker room and then switched it at the scene of the crime.
No, that one's the poster.
Boop, ba, ba. Gukak. Oh yeah, wait, we skipped one somehow. Yeah, because then Byakuya walks in. It's like, oh, what was it that Byakuya brought to the murder scene? Beep, 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 beep. What did he use to disguise what had happened? Wait, what? When Byakuya arrived at the scene of the, on the scene, what did he use to disguise what had happened? The word bloodlust?
Oh.
Where did the killer go after they were gone? The Sona. When the handbook was thrown in the sauna, what happened to it? It broke it. Boom.
Here's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think we did it right.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
What? No, I didn't land my reasoning right. Well, then what's supposed to go there? Talk about the handbook. There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker rooms. What?
You use the swiping the in.
Well, but that one's used later on.
No, it's not.
Right here.
Yeah, it's somewhere else, but that's a different person's hand.
Oh.
You! With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
You're genius.
Simple. Because she was really a he.
Again, you don't know that.
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
Bruh.
and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the
Wow.
boys' locker room came from.
What was on the poster, Makoto? You say?
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
So true. Byakuya sucks.
He does.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna.
True.
There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait. This can't be right. Where's your evidence?
Paco, you must.
Yeah.
He
Where's your
just
evidence?
explained.
You need evidence. You need
He's in
proof.
shock.
Without any proof,
He's in denial.
You can't pin any of this on him.
Poor Taco.
I'm sorry,
Evidence that
Taco.
Mondo is the killer that already revealed itself in the trial. If I can somehow show him that Mondo's handbook, where Mondo handbook are now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. A new abilities have added it. Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So if you can push right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy your opponent's verbal assault, ... But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. So make sure you use the best you make use of the time. Yeah. Of course, it won't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've offered something called negative time that your opponent can use. If this opponent activates negative time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Well,
So if he does, you've got to use fever time.
Basically,
I
yeah.
wanna see what happens.
Breaks the game, deletes it, no longer exists.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't
Oh, I
listen.
forgot.
repeat you. False. me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen.
So it's just a direct counter to this because now I can just infinitely.
Show me some evidence.
Final strike. Broken
Show me some
handbook.
evidence.
This should prove it.
Oh no, Taco. Taco better not
My
be
thinking so far
upset.
is right. Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Dang. Now it's ominous music.
Hey, we got A's though. All A's.
Dang.
Easy game.
20 coins.
Bro, what are you saying? I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
He's gonna be so sad. Oh no.
Taco is depressed.
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so! The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Iwata! ...
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous! Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer! You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru! You need to be more careful!
No, not Taco.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? What? Why? Why did you do it? Oh no.
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo is taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is a sad story of two men. But for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can just hit the shift key to fast forward the text.
I want to hear it. I'm not going to read it in this voice though, because that'll kill me. Anyway, there once was a boy. His name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like this as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a young girl. He had chosen that way as his way out.
Now nobody will be able to say anything about you even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken deep root inside of him, and he was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fit. Hey, there's Sayaka. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you do not survive.
Look, it's dead people.
And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced that he was revealing the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge.
Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy. Once again, you don't know that.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him even more than before. Everyone figured him being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him into spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't really know what to talk about. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. So, let's see. First trial, they forced us to learn more about Sayaka. Second trial, they forced us to learn about Chihiro. So is it that whatever character they force you to learn more about is just, dead? After I try my best to become stronger, then I can tell everyone.
Annoyingly, he used this thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my
I want
chance.
to
I'm going to get
change.
stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that everyone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get you better.
With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action, and so, on that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body, but sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it. When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help, but he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to,
Yeah, that's right.
it was me. Yup, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would have made him keep his secret. ... Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to.
Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help me give me some courage.
Well, I don't think Chihiro is supposed to be saying this. It says Chihiro saying it, but I think that's supposed to be Monokuma. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that. So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Oh, what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. So he's a nice guy.
But how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then that's why he broke the handbook too, right? Everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would immediately begin to suspect his identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's identity by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having our embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad.
Oh.
Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're at the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Oh my god.
Oh,
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother was named Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust and respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local biker gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his brother, his number 2, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, but when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness and reputation began to gnaw at Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers about the other members of the gang, which is why.
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I messed up. Sorry. Of course, he knew that it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. Oh! He decided to hide the truth about what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together, and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in any instant. And then the lovely, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At this point, it was clear that I would have no problem shedding the lights on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness that just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like this before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all the time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I read myself in lies that week. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, he can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us. ...
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness to try and overcome it. And it was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making
What?
fun of me? I'm strong. Are you messing with me right now?
No.
Oh, I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. And then he splattered his head like a popsicle stick. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey. ... I
Killed him.
Oh.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For his secret from the past, for a memory, for that he killed another living human being in cold blood. He couldn't cut free from his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't.
Oh! Marco said.
Oh!
Said bad words.
Just shut up. Go ahead, say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say as many times as I want. That is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I cannot do that right now because the time for punishing is fastly approaching. Punishing?
Kid me.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackhead that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I said wait. Ah, no.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
How sad.
The
The cage of death. Mondo butter? No. Oh no! Oh god.
No.
Give it to Taco. He'll love it. He'll be like, tastes just like him. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to
Butter
feel
for the
again.
taco.
Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen.
No taco.
As Taco's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya. You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead, you do realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that
however,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why?
The real deal.
Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall ever agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be
Well,
done.
I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't even have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well,
So, you're saying you know who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene? But man, if we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have had revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing through me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment. Once I do decide to become blackened, I know who I'll have to watch out for. What?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we are done listening to your story. Oh, yes, we are done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey,
There's something I'd like to ask
What's
Monokuma.
this?
Oh, I'm up next.
you.
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is why? Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All the punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You are over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean.
Damn it.
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
That-
how
The noble son of the
exciting.
noble family, truly you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Shut up, I would never stoop to the level of such a to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Oh, it's so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Foo-hoo-hoo, temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom, and then the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, the worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy had felt like a blind puppy had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. How sad. Is Taco okay, though?
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th school student, I mean.
Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Oh, it's starting to get interesting.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, I'm gonna go eat.
The
It's almost 2.
It is. Indeed. There's only 10 remaining students.
Please have Fufumi die next.
To be continued. You received the Crazy Diamond present. Crazy.